What a move, Adam Glass. I did not expect that guy to be the other. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys my review on issue 37 of Teen Titans, where we are finally revealed the identity of the other. But before I go into this, a quick shout out to Adam Glass as a prelude goodbye, because I'm sure you've all heard the news that coming in issue 41 or 42, he will be leaving his Teen Titans run, unfortunately. But on the bright side, at least he's going to go out giving us a big story arc that focuses on Jin and a story called The Jin War, where he'll be co-writing with someone else. And I want nothing but to thank you, Adam Glass, for giving us a new like, what's the best way to put it? A new version of the Teen Titans. A new sort of different side to them. Yes, these guys are edgy and dark, and yes, we all know the Teen Titans are known for their heartfulness and warmness, but being able to see this side of them, because that's a side that teenagers have as well, and to still put that teen aspect of them in there has been a great thing. But what I mostly have been enjoying about your run, Adam Glass, is the characters you made. Nothing against Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, and Cyborg. I love them to death. I always will love them. They will always have a heart in Teen Titans. But let's face it, we all needed new characters, and Adam Glass gave us just that with Jen, Crush, and Roundhouse. And I hope that whoever takes over as the writer will continue to use these characters, because I really think they've been established pretty well, and there's still more to be shown with them. But now that that'll be out of the way, and once again, Adam Glass, thank you. You've been amazing, and I hope to see you again in another Teen Titans run, or come back sometime soon when you got a better schedule of free time. But now, let's get into the issue where finally we were revealed to the identity of the other. And while I was surprised to say the least, it wasn't that impactful is the best way to put it. I mean, sure, I was like, well, I didn't expect that. But other than that, though, it didn't really give much impact into it. Not still saying this book wasn't good. If I were to give it a score, I give it a 7.8 out of 10 or a 7.5 out of 10. Somewhere around there. But it was still good to finally meet the other, and to find out who it is. Well, guys, who it was someone Damian knows very well. Why? Because he killed Damian. That's right, guys. The Heretic is back. The Heretic, the clone of Damian Wayne, is back. He's alive. He died just as the same as Damian in that issue or issues later on, but he pretty much died at the same time as Damian Wayne. Heretic killed Damian, and Talia killed the Heretic. But yeah, after he came back to life, Damian and Heretic, he came back to life through the Lazarus pit. And it turns out he was in hiding all this time because he, like Damian, found out he needed to find his own place in the world. And basically, what he found was through searching and learning about someone known as the Other, who has lived for millennia. After searching for this guy, he took over the reins of his empire and is now pretty much using that empire to make the world a better place, as it were. And he's wanting Damian to join him because, well, they seem to both have similar mindsets. Because he wants Damian to join him, seeing as how he knows Damian wants to change the world better, do something about this whole criminal thing, since what they both think, their mother and their father, their way of stopping crime and all that stuff, it's not working at all, and they want to find a better solution, and the Other wants him to join him. Well, all I can say is, I'm sure Damian won't, but Others put him in a peculiar position is the best way to put it, because if he doesn't, well, his friends are gonna drown because he puts his friends in a sewer. But there's a good thing that came out of this. It allowed these three, Crush, Emiko, and Kid Flash, time to bond more, especially with helping Crush with how she felt about being mind controlled. because the reason why she couldn't fight is because, well, she reveals a weak point that's about teenagers when it comes to being a teenager, especially if you don't have a mother or father in your mix. And then when they finally come into your lives, you get this complicated feeling in you. And for Crush, it was just that. The reason she couldn't fight his control is because, well, she didn't want to, or more like not, I don't think the word is didn't want to. What was that she said here? Let me find it here. Oh yeah, here it is. It says, it's because maybe I liked having him around. Basically, yeah, she finally had met her father, and she finally had found her real father, and maybe she finally had a time to know him and stuff. Even if it was bad, so to speak, she was finally around her father, so she had that mixed feelings, and I can completely get that. And I mean, I've seen that around, so it can be expected there. But at the same time, it also showed her how she didn't like what her father was making her do. She was just like, what's the best way to put it? Not pretty much like a Winter Soldier when he was mind controlled. He killed people, and yes, he wasn't necessarily in control of himself, but the fact is he still did it, and he felt awful about it. But that's when Kid Flash and Emiko reminded her that yes, you may have done something bad, but we all continue to try to do better than what we can, than what our parents are already doing. Because Emiko mentioned it about her mother and the fact of how she killed Deathstroke, and how she can never stop thinking about it and what happened, and she's just gonna have to find a way to live with it and move on with her life. And that is definitely true there. But what's more is that it looked like at the end here, where it was a very touching moment, where those three looked like it was over. They tried to do something, but it looks like it was over and they couldn't make it out. They were gonna drown, but dun 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 dun! Here comes Roundhouse. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into him here, because this is at the ending of the issue. But at the beginning of the issue, we get a more in-depth look at Roundhouse, mostly with his mother, that can kind of explain a few things with him. And it's not, and it does, yeah, deal with his sister, but also more other things that come when it comes to siblings. And that is in the fact that Roundhouse felt like his mother and father appreciated his, I mean, now not appreciate, but saw his sister as the favorite of the two. Yeah, he thought that his mother and father considered his sister the favorite of the two because she always got straight A's, good grades and stuff like that, while he kind of always had this other side to him. Took him a while to learn things, and not to mention his mother never said she was proud of him and felt that she didn't like him being a superhero. Well, this is where it gave us a touching moment that where sometimes, yeah, teenagers can misunderstand what their parents are feeling for them, but at the same time, this can help parents understand they need to be more open with how they need to say things so their kids don't get the wrong impression. Because after Roundhouse told her that he realized that, I mean, yeah, after Roundhouse told her that she realized that, yeah, you're right. You maybe not have made all the grades and stuff, but you were the one who was great at making friends and all this other stuff. And not to mention, she mentioned about his bright personality and is able to bring out a good joyness and heart to people. And that is true, he does have that. But if there's one thing that can be said about these few panels here with those two in that moment, is that, yeah, apple don't fall far from the tree, because in that moment, like, when she was talking with them and stuff, it was kind of like how Roundhouse was being when it came to Damien confronting him when they were trying to find out Jin's ring and all sorts of other stuff to show that Roundhouse is a lot smarter than he looks. And well, that's the same with his mother. She acts all like funny and stuff and like tries to lighten things up just like her son. But when she knows she really needs to, she gets down to business and lets her son know what he needs to know. Because Roundhouse did say that he's not part of the Titans anymore. And she explained it's because he did something terrible. And what does she say to make him snap out of it? She says, go fix it. And yes, that's what we do. We got to go fix things when we make a mistake, because yes, we make mistakes. And sometimes if they're very big, yeah, people are going to be mad at us and probably never want to speak to us again. But and yes, they got their reasons. But if you truly show them, yeah, like words may not work at that point to show that you still care about them. That's when you got to use action to redeem yourself there. And don't be afraid to take it. You mess up, okay, you messed up, but don't be afraid to make things better, which I'm sure is what they're going to do when they go and get Jin back from her ring coming in the future here in that Jin War storyline. And they're all going to have to pitch in, because Jin, right now, knowing her, she just doesn't trust any of them because of everything that happened. And this is both with some of them individually, or better yet, all of them individually, because they all messed up with her in some way or another. But one thing's for certain, though. After rescuing them, I hope they can get to Damien quick so he doesn't end up being tempted to join. I still don't think Damien will be tempted to join, but considering how like Other is using leverage on him to using his team to get to him, and while Damien may not show it, he does care about them. Maybe not as the best of friends yet, but he does care about their well-beings and stuff. So he might end up joining just for that moment until his team show that he's okay. Because there's one thing I forgot to mention here, and this was at the beginning of the chapter. The Other says that he has plans for the Titans, and mostly he had plans for Crush, and that Roundhouse wasn't as important as Crush was for his plans. Now, all I'm going to say to you, heretic boy, is that you might have made a mistake there, because I'm not saying that Roundhouse is important than Crush, or Crush is important than Roundhouse. All I'm just saying is you needed all the Titans here, because just missing one of them could be a problem, because you underestimate this, because, well, unlike Damien, who's trying to at least socialize, to try to find a way to be friends, you aren't. So this could lead into some interesting things moving forward. But definitely, guys, this issue had its mix of things that were good, and some things that were meh, and some things that had me intrigued. Nothing really bad there, just not as impactful as it might have been when we finally find out who the Other is. But it definitely left me satisfied, and can't wait to see where they go from here as they make their way into Jin War when they go and try to rescue Jin. And I certainly can't wait for that. And until then, though, I'm going to leave it all at that. And once again, Adam Glass, an amazing job you've been doing, and I continue to do it until your last issue. And I hope to see you again in another Teen Titans run, because you've done amazing, and I hope your characters stay alive through the other writers. They continue to write those guys. But until then, guys, I'm going to leave it all at that. And hey, if you're enjoying my videos, all you got to do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!